Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for this ITSL Grand Final between Tomas Tvaroh and Jarib Flores. Now, these two players have played the first two games. They split them. Tomas won game one, and Harib came back won game two to square this series at one apiece. Today we will have game three for you, and it is an honor. I am joined today by the one, the only, the great Zimowit Peszderski. Zimowit, how you doing?
Quite fine, thank you, Justin. And it's always a thrill to watch Harip and, of course, Tomas play. But, well, Harip beat me in the semifinals, so I am curious how he does against Tomas, who has a very entertaining style of play. And it's usually for me, it's ranging from that's just wrong to how the hell did you beat me with so many wrong moves again? So,
Yes, and yes, certainly an intriguing style of play, and we'll be watching from Harib's side today. Harib's the USSR has a very interesting USSR hand. I count one, two, three, four,
bloody
five
hell!
acceptable headlines for Harib. What would you be going with
Exactly.
here, Zimowit?
Wow. Okay, assuming 4-4-2, which we do see. Okay, Vietnam is acceptable later. I might go with Nasser with no defectors in hand. Either Nasser or Socialist.
I think I like Nasser a little bit
Probably.
better, but I would be
Yes,
fine.
probably.
Nasser, I mean, AI War is a little bit weaker than the other four, but other than that, any of
Yeah.
these choices are fine. I like Nasser. Yep, and sure enough, he catches Middle East in the
Got
headline.
it in one. Okay. I always like this AR1 coup just to, well, get the blood pumping and roll on the chance of scoring something nice in Israel, sorry, in Iran since, wow. I've noticed that Harry very often doesn't queue on turn one in his first move.
Well,
I don't mean what when he got access with Vietnam, just Libya and South Korea.
interesting move. I'm a little bit surprised by that from Harib. I would have liked the coup, obviously to cut off access to Western Asia, lower DEFCON. Maybe you attempt a coup back and you can try Vietnam. Although with Middle East scored, that's unlikely.
Yeah, he
Um,
wouldn't.
so okay,
Still, now USA can expand a little bit. I mean, two Pakistan, one Malaysia, something like that. Although I am growing more and more reluctant regarding putting one influence in Malaysia. I've been caught so many times.
oh, yep. Eating the duck and cover coup in Malaysia is quite painful.
Well, not a concern now with Definite 5,
Yes.
but even a regular coup. For me, I think in Malaysia at higher DEFCON, it's do or don't.
Okay. So Harib here with a decision to make. What do you think about just eventing Vietnam here and
Oh,
starting a coup
definitely.
war? Or if he wants to go Thailand, we get a nice big coup at +1.
That's exactly what I would have done, since with one in Malaysia, there's much lower risk of getting, well, thrown out. And what did Harib decide to do?
Yeah, I'm still thinking here. Seems like getting off
Okay,
Vietnam early seems like a good decision. South Korea seems like a thing that could wait.
okay, that's just a sort of passing move, assuming Thomas has two to fix with Germany. But I am surprised since he's not holding Vietnam here. So the earlier he plays it, the more time he can take advantage of the bonus.
Yeah, and you've
And I assume
got
he does play it because playing it for ops sounds off.
no. I can't imagine you'd see him play it for ops, and for certainly with Formosan and CIA, those are two cards that are right there to take advantage of the Vietnam bonus. He's also going to
Yeah.
need mill ops at some point. Obviously, we're only two ARs in. It's too early to think about that, but getting those extra mill ops from the bonus doesn't hurt either.
Vector Bisamkus. Okay. Sort of mandatory. Okay, just a standard. Let's fix it move. Wow. Harib doesn't want to roll the dice on the event, and now the event's just getting bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he will get how many? 2 bonus points from it?
Maximum. This is really passive for Harib.
Passive for any Soviet. I mean, Harib is relatively passive for an early war Soviet player. Wow, now he does it. Okay. That's a mandatory coup, of course.
Yeah, gotta think that's getting cooed right away. Unless Tomas wants to just jam forward into Thailand. Okay, there's the 2-op coup. I think we'll just see a coup back. A 1. Oh, that's interesting. And now, to
Right,
your
but you
point,
cannot lock
Zimowit, that 1 in Malaysia not looking so good. I bet Tomas wishes that wasn't there.
him. Yeah, I assume he will boost it by 1. And just to make it less entertaining, less of a prospective coup target. Depending on his hand, of course, since he does want this European domination set up before the turn is done.
Now, do you think we'll see a 5-year plan of CIA to get the extra 2 ops, or do you think we'll see 5-year plan held?
Probably. Probably, I would assume so. I mean, 5-year plan for Europe makes some sense, but USA might not have the time to properly fix Europe. I mean, putting 3, maybe he does have enough ops, but more than that, protect from the goal. By the way, the goal is the only event left, so maybe he can risk it with Socialist and Suez gone.
Yeah, he may have, to your point though, he may have other things to do than fill France at the end of this turn. He's got to figure out what to do here with Southeast Asia.
Okay, if he has crappy low-up card, probably cool Lebanon.
Ooh, there it
Okay.
goes. Okay, so all 3 Europe attack cards gone now.
Mhm. Sounds reasonable. And now Harib has an annoying dilemma. Cool Malaysia? Probably sort of maybe, but it is a non-battleground, so even if you roll brilliantly, you still have to take Thailand, which you will with a brilliant coup. I don't know.
A big role obviously also does get Harib domination, although it can be easily stopped by 2 India, 1 Philippines, 1 Indonesia, any number of things. Just 1 op is fine. And yeah, now 5-year plan looking. Harib obviously wants the extra op because he probably plans on cooing Malaysia. But assuming Tomas finds 1 op to get into France here, there's no path to contesting Europe on turn 2.
Actually, I would go, whoa, because, okay, maybe just for mill-ups, but yeah, I really like going to Burma. Okay, that was a big one.
Yeah, Burma would have been interesting if he weren't going to, and then he could go Lao on his own AR6 to contest Thailand.
Exactly.
Now Harib looks like he's going to get Thailand unless Tomas wants to poke Malaysia and not even break it, which doesn't seem like a good use of ops. He
Yeah.
also needs to spend another op to stop Dom.
And he really does need to take France.
Yes.
That's even more urgent than anything in Asia.
Yep. Got to
So with
take
a 3-up, I
France.
would go one France to Burma, just to be in the neighborhood.
Yep. I think that makes a lot of
Assuming
sense.
if he has something less than that, I guess he has to settle for 1 France, 1 Indonesia, which is a bit sad.
Discussion in the chat of
Maybe
Tomas could
that
simply
NATO
spend a 1
counter in
op.
Europe wasn't that great.
Sorry to interrupt you, Zima. There was Tomas could just spend a 1 op here and realign France at +4 to remove Harib's access, but that doesn't solve the Asia Dom problem.
DEFCON's at 4.
Oh yes, right. DefCon's at 4. Could have done that last AR. Sorry, that's what they were saying. It should have done that last AR with CIA if we were going to do it. Obviously, can't do that now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm monitoring the chat, and that chat was a few
Right.
seconds old.
True, although he will still lose 1 mil up VP, so without the coup, he would have lost more. Okay, he's a rich man.
Okay, so plenty of ops there for
Didn't
Tomas.
like, yeah, didn't like that India move. Okay, that's a crap hand if I ever saw one.
This is garbage. Okay.
Oh yes. Funnily enough, he might have some tiny chance to contest Europe with Romanian headline and ducket cover to Greece. Jarib really loves going to Greece early on.
Yeah. Okay. I believe Independent Reds is around. But man, oh man, these ops are terrible.
Oh yes. I wonder. Okay, he grabs the mandatory stuff first.
Okay, yeah, no
Asia is
defectors.
reasonable. So Greece and I don't know, Libya would be a Harib move. No, a coup
Yeah, the
for
coup
extra
to lock
talent
down
security.
Thailand, I guess. Perhaps.
I would go for Panama. Now US has to counter coup since what else?
And then Harib will get
Saigon,
Algeria
there's
out of
no
the deal.
point. Proof. Well, yes, nothing better probably than that.
Yeah, certainly Harib wishing that he had held on to 5-year plan at this point. He still would have gotten into Malaysia with a 2-op coup, and he'd be able to dump Europe. Instead, he's going to eat the 5 VPs.
Then USA would have put one into Malaysia. Wouldn't have controlled that, so no easy
Yes.
Thailand grab.
Yes, that's true. Would have had to take Thailand right away.
I wonder what is Tomas thinking about? Maybe some deco worry? But I assume he does, or at least he should have at least one of the cards,
Yes, haven't seen
which will
either
get
one of those yet.
discarded. Because there is no clever counter here. USA can also always counter by going to Colombia if he has access, or with Burma access to Laos, Cambodia, and then he can grab Algeria while he's at it.
Big old 4-op coup of
Ooh,
Panama.
someone's
Wow.
putting the big boy pad, and okay, that works.
So Harib got purge,
Going to be
but otherwise big ops for
ooh la la,
Tomas.
yeah, solid. Okay, what do you do? You're not getting Europe domination here. I think even Harib could afford going to Greece and Algeria here, being greedy. With Romania in hand, he can afford being greedy.
Yeah. Okay. So Tomas can reestablish Dom by taking Canada, at which point Harib can either event Romanian or he can take Turkey.
Taking Turkey is enough, probably just better than Romania in the deck. I think, yes, I'm pretty sure Harry could afford being greedy here. So costing China, of course, but even Spain, Portugal instead of Greece and Algeria. Okay, okay. Some deco protection.
Okay. No surprise there. I'm being told my
Okay,
microphone is
so
quieter.
how rich is Thomas here? That's the question. Send my kids to watch some cartoons, so hopefully there won't be an issue with them fighting for it. With wildly ranging ages, their preferences
Of
wildly
course.
range the same, from Hannah Montana to Paw Patrol.
Oh, Paw Patrol. My 4-year-old loves Paw Patrol.
Same.
All right. So what do you do if you're Tomas? If you have a three op, you could take Benelux. Um, but then Harib can just answer with Romanian or even
That's
two
a losing
Yugoslavian.
fight.
I think you probably do. You just give
Exactly. I
up and you
mean,
just take Algeria here if you're Tomas?
and depending on how filthy rich you are, I don't think we see nuclear test ban. Not sure about NATO, but probably also. Okay. He might just cut his losses. Oh, he doesn't. He might be filthy rich. And Romania is countered nicely by independent Reds, especially with Truman in hand. You really don't want to do that.
Yeah, but that I
Then again, it's pretty obvious. The Soviets have Europe. Of course, Harry can't know that the other three cards are one-ups. All right, that's also countered by independent
yeah,
Reds.
that's what I was saying. Is I would have liked to avoid using defectors there if possible. I'd like because I love holding defectors. But okay, he puts the three in Yugoslavia, but now Tomas just needs a poke, a two-op poke, and
Yeah,
Harib can score here. Harib will obviously
you
has to
can
score.
you can safely assume here that he has Europe. Besides, that's also one other great gain for Tomas. The cake will not be evented. So if he holds a D card, he will get to hold it.
Yes. Yep, and that's a good point. But by the same token, Harib spending all this time in European non-battlegrounds when he doesn't have access, not a bad thing because Tomas would love to be filling up countries like Algeria, like Zaire, like Mexico, Panama, all these other countries that are not getting filled because he's busy filling non-battlegrounds in Europe. So not a bad fight here by Harib, even if he loses it.
He will take Zaire in his last move. I mean, unless he has both D cards, I don't see a card set that would prevent that, make it impossible. And with two D cards, he probably wouldn't go to Angola at all. Maybe. Okay. I know redraw would happen, but still. If Thomas is really prescient here, then poke of Greece and one into Burma would be really awesome. Followed by one Zaire, one Laos.
Oh yes, I did not even think about that. That Harib has not taken Thailand.
Oh, yeah.
So
And
Tomas wants to
spending
poke.
China
Yeah,
just like that,
yeah, China into European non-battlegrounds.
that just screams Europe.
So
Just
Tomas will want
question
to
is,
go a poke, yeah, a poke into Europe, and then Burma, and then AR6 Lao and Zaire gives Harib a bunch of problems.
oh yes. Of course, he did already spend much more. Fed, removing influence
No, that
from Yugoslavia actually guarantees a draw in Europe.
yeah, I guess it does. I guess you have to do that. Yeah. Oh man, what a weird. Wow.
Okay,
I guess that is
but
the
now you have to see the Burma Laos chain.
yeah.
But still, nice one. I assume Thomas had to realize that, which is why he hesitated for so long before playing Warsaw.
Oh, I love a good Europe control late war as the U.S. So seeing Warsaw out of the deck and East Germany and Poland at 4 would have me licking my lips in the mid-war, especially if I can draw the Pope.
But the costs actually, they both had great costs here. With Thomas taking was that Benelux, which you really don't want to do usually,
Yeah, especially with
and
Algeria,
avoiding
Zaire,
the
all these other
spread.
countries out there, for sure.
And Harib, well, not doing anything about Thailand. If you're really mean, you might go to Malaysia now.
Yeah, you really could
Assuming you have.
if you're sure. That's a great move if you're sure your Harib has Europe, which based on that play, you
Yeah,
have to think
you
he
are
does.
sure. Okay, just standard proper move here.
Okay, makes the safe play, and then
Makes sense.
shall we
And
see?
now what?
Uh,
Laos and Cameroon, Algeria.
wow,
Oh, he missed
Tomas
that
didn't
then.
even think about it.
Yeah. I
We'll s-
wonder what his other card is.
yeah, we'll see what else he has. He could have both D cards, and he's got a space decall here. But I guess he wouldn't be thinking this long if that were the case.
I think that might be the first time I saw a Warsaw Pact used for remove in the early war.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that. And it was the right play.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, if Poland gets flipped on turn 5, then maybe we can look back
Well,
and say that was the wrong play. But of right
happens.
now, that's looking like a very
Nah.
smart play by Harib.
Comic-Con. That
Oh,
would have guaranteed the dom.
okay. So that we can count that as a rare mistake from Tomas. He could have used
Oh, yes.
Comic Con to stop Europe domination. As it is, he'll get 3 ops. One Cameroon, I assume. One Lao. Burma is also reasonable to fill it up because IP war is coming. Algeria also sitting out there.
Okay, Laos always goes first, but the other two, yeah, Algeria, I think makes
Yeah,
sense.
okay. So, yeah, Harib saying, are those two amazing U.S. hands? Yeah, 4 3 ops and a 4 in that hand. A couple of 4s in the
Four of
last
them.
hand. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's harder to track when you don't see the cards and you see just the other player's hand. And when you feel the pain on your own skin, then you track.
Yep. So Z, what would be your play here with these 3 ops? Lao and Algeria? Would you go Lao,
I
Burma, Cameroon? What do
think
you like?
so. Yes, Laos and Algeria. You might get the duck next turn. Ooh la la, no distal then for you, but a wrong play. Not a wrong, unlucky more like. He didn't
Okay.
have any of the cards then, since otherwise Colombia move doesn't make sense. And now finally a solid great hand for Harib. Two perfectly safe 4 ops.
Yeah, I know.
If
But are
Purge
you
is not
headlining
stopped and
decall?
blockade,
Are you headlining decall here with defectors potentially redrawn and decall known in your hand? Decall is not going to be very effective if you don't headline it, but obviously a defector's redraw would be devastating here.
yeah. Think I'm a Purge man here. With blockade in hand, with so many battlegrounds accessible by the US, I really want them to have less ops. Especially since then, even a regular coup in Zaire, USA will have to have a 4 op. I think they do have to take Thailand and go into Venezuela. And they
Yeah,
will not have it for Zaire, sorry, Nigeria.
yeah. Okay, purge is
Okay.
good. So, and then what would your play here? AR1, would you do UN, US, Japan into Thailand and Algeria?
Um, yes, think so.
You can just go to Thailand after the purge. This that. Hmm,
Oh, it fixes Europe.
okay,
Think
that's
so. Yeah,
fine.
that makes sense. The one into Algeria would be nice,
Obviously, I
since
have to take
eventually you
Thailand.
do want
Yep.
to fix Europe anyways to remain harmless. Yes, stepping Europe down makes a lot of sense. Oh, and getting yourself a Middle Eastern one. That too.
Okay, well, if I were Tomas, I would probably headline Middle East if I had it over EEU. Um, but
Yes, that is
maybe
true.
so I don't know how important Libya is. But EEU as a headline suggests a Europe redraw. So yeah, I'm fine with this. I guess I would have liked to see Algeria, but I can understand why we didn't see it. Okay, well,
I mean,
Tomas,
not
yeah,
necessarily. It's a reasonable headline. Try to trap your opponent if he headlines Europe, feeling safe, maybe just nothing better.
yep,
It doesn't signal that much. Okay, but now USA has a bit of a problem. I think I would go into Venezuela since Colombia is way too easy to coup and see what happens next.
now, perhaps less of a big deal here, but I believe those cards were unknown. Purge was unknown, US Japan was
Yes.
unknown, and maybe UN unknown as well. So Blockade, Truman, Decall definitely known. I believe Olympic as well. Fidel may be.
I don't recall your interventions earlier. I
Yeah, no,
think it might have been
yeah, we held two cards. We held, I believe, both Blockade and Truman from
oh
last turn. So
yes.
yeah, I think all three of these cards are
For
known.
sure.
Yeah,
Oh yes. That was a brilliant free draw. I mean, save Thailand at 2. USA has access everywhere, but now can't spread properly. Blockade will take out, probably will take out West Germany. That is simply awesome.
yeah.
And now an annoying dilemma for USA. If Thomas coups Libya, then Colombia is practically forfeit.
Gonna use China.
Uh, Okay, he
Okay.
wants to be really safe about it. But we'll, with this remaining relatively crappy cards, okay, probably time to coup and let it go.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna take a nice two-up coup in Africa. Then we'll decall. That seems fine.
Oh, yes. Thomas does have Indo-Pakistani war, so he will get his due.
Just a one-up special gets him into Nigeria. Now we'll see decall. Got to be Nigeria, Angola.
Just break a lot of stuff. I
Yeah,
might even skip Algeria here to break one more one-stop country, even the Asian non-battlegrounds, which matter for the domination. Just because what is he doing? Delaying. Okay. I guess he decided he has to do it anyway.
yeah, yeah. You definitely can't give him
Right.
Romania.
Maybe that's why, because he doesn't have the follow-up. Fidel, you want the event. Blockade, you need the event. So you don't have the follow-up for Deco,
That's true. He
which
has
is
no ops
maybe
left.
why. Yeah. So Deco will be AR6 probably then.
That's true.
Just
You break
to
a bunch of
leave.
stuff, and Harib is just and Tomas could just ignore it because Harib has no follow-up. So yes, event, event, event here, and that was your last stop. And Tomas knows that.
Oh, yes. He knows what's coming. I guess he'll okay space distal eventually, maybe now. If he has enough ops, maybe take Algeria first. Although he should know every single card he must know about blockade and decall, which you just have to track. Fidel, less mandatory, but he should and probably does.
Yeah, Panama at 4, D stall gone. I think Fidel's got to be an event. Okay, yep, and there it is. So he does stop Europe, and Tomas wisely gets it out before blockade.
Just 1 VP, but yes. 1 V P, 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 but So Jarib, all Europe play, really got him some nice benefits. Even more so that probably Jarib would not have enough to fix the break. Okay, decides to discard, has the right of stand. Fire Prom was a nice event, by the way.
Yeah, that is true. 5-year plan would have been a great event to snipe Decall or Fidel.
Yeah. 50-50 for a great effect, 50-50 for still good enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
even
you
stopping
spend two
Fidel.
offs.
Yeah,
Yes. Should have been invented.
especially under
I
Purge.
want. I mean, sure, you have to go for the war. Probably you need to space distal, and you probably won't have the time for it. By the way.
Oh, gotta go. No,
Nice.
I guess you don't have to go Thailand when you have the China card. We'll see.
Yeah,
I think this is fine.
perfectly so. And Tomas is in trouble.
It won't be fun if he gets colonial rear guards on turn 4.
Oh, hello, Alex.
Hello.
Hijacking the broadcast.
Yeah, I was checking the broadcast, but I thought it was with 15-minute delay, which it wasn't. So
Yeah. I'm just here for game one, so. Oh, you're doing just game one.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
just
today.
doing that game.
Just, you know.
I might do game 2 if you're up to it.
Well, I think we'll get to game 2 tomorrow. Yeah, sorry. This is game 3. I think we'll get to game 4 tomorrow. But yes, and these two players are tied 1-1, so no spoilers. There will be a game 4, potentially a game 5. But okay, so Z, what's your headline here? Che seems good. Portuguese seems good. Brezhnev seems good. Even Gunman seems good. What do you like?
I really like the Gunman, actually. Just lower Defcon and take everything that's not nailed down, that's still contested. That's 2 battlegrounds, one very important non-battleground. I mean, okay, Longama will coup Nigeria first, but okay, so many tempting stuff. Also, Che would follow up in probably Venezuela using Marshall, just hoping to get a decent role, cutting access first from Colombia. And even if you just lower that to 1, Portuguese, that's sort of tame, really. You get Africa, but you don't get more, and you don't have any inroads into South America, I assume. Okay, it would be weird if you followed it up with a coup in Venezuela.
Yeah. Okay. So Portuguese is going to get us Angola. Will get us Africa Dom in the headline. And then presumably we're not going to see a coup of Venezuela. I guess we could see a 4-op coup there. We could just see a small coup in Nigeria to lock down the third African battleground. Ooh, or we won't see any of that.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so what? Coup Angola, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Or no, if you fix stuff, you have to put 2 into Angola, 1 in Nigeria, I guess.
Yeah, you could just let
Then,
Jarib roll the dice and put 2 Angola, 1 Nigeria.
assuming he does coup, then you take Angola and Indonesia. Still lacking the mill-ups, though. Okay, going for the decent coup.
Okay, that was emphatic.
Hey guys, I was wondering what happened if you headline Brezhnev instead of maybe Portuguese Empire, because it feels like that prevents Tomas from getting into Uruguay later on, which I think he'll do, and you get a super powerful Che later on too. So I thought that was a possible play, but I preferred Long Gunman too.
Gunman would have been nice against many headlines, but I think against Grain, well, not that much.
Yeah, I think
That's why, in the end, I would have I would have went with Czech probably. Still got a little burned, but then again, Portuguese did nothing here.
I mean, I was contemplating with Brezhnev because there are a lot of areas you can still go.
Are there?
You have to fill up Southeast Asia to pluck Asia Dom easily, so Brezhnev could have prevented that. So I was just thinking about that, but then yeah, Lungamen. At that point, when you don't know the headline, seemed better for me.
Well, Soviets are pretty locked down here. They don't have a spread anymore. South Africa will be taken right now by the USA.
Yeah, gotta think so.
Yep.
Now's the time for that.
So, okay, what's the status of Asia? Yeah, pretty bad. Okay, if he has a 4 of them, maybe 2 South Africa, 1 Burma, 1 was this Philippines. But in the end, you probably need to take Japan with US-Japan played already. That's just to guarantee peace and quiet in Asia.
Yeah, that's the only path. IP war is gone. So, okay, and this is probably a hand where Jarib would like to double space. This obviously is not a self-trap hand, and nuclear sub's quite annoying as well. So you probably want to try and space both those. Grain pulled containment, so we know that's gone. And he would have liked to hold Brezhnev, but not going to be able to do that unless we play China.
I think he's looking into playing into China right now. Using China card into jam into Japan.
Well, sort of, maybe, but it's more of a wait and see kind of hand for me. I mean, you coup a bit in Colombia and Maroon. Well, you don't have access, you don't have realignment options. You don't really need to jam. Japan, you can just poke it to make sure USA doesn't take it too easy if they don't do it immediately, of course. And, well, you wait for better times. Maybe Middle East. Actually, 2 into Iran. Beginning to interest me very much. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
AI
I'm starting
War
to
is
really love
also
the
full
idea.
strength here. Not particularly relevant as an event. I don't think we'll see that, but it is full strength. And if you can block off Iran, maybe a later Muslim event, it does a lot of damage. We'll see.
Oh, but with IP gone, mid-turn Brezhnev into Iran, suddenly Muslim-Rev threat, Pakistan is accessible, no US presence in the Middle East for a moment.
You're right.
That would
That's
be
pretty
really
mean.
scary.
Yeah, that's quite mean.
So that's one area where you can spread, since otherwise, after South Africa, so it's a bit cut off from everything.
Oh,
Yeah, ruining my cunning plan.
Yeah, so that after the world's most underwhelming Marshall, we'll just see 2 Iran, 2 South Korea here. No, excuse me, South Africa is what I was going to say. Oh no, he's just going
Oh,
to
wait
block
for
Asia.
Asia protection. That also makes sense.
Yep.
one thing I noticed that he didn't go into Denmark, which could have later get him domination Europe, or even did he even go to Finland here?
Yeah, he didn't go to
Like he just
Finland or
overprotected it.
Denmark. He overprotected a bunch of stuff. I don't think
Yeah.
Benelux needs overprotecting.
Yeah,
Play.
that might be the first.
I mean, yeah, it's nice to have everything overprotected, but those are non-battlegrounds.
Definitely could be
By the way, the
important.
excellent counter by Harib. Iran break is more or less blocked, so now he went for Afghanistan to access Pakistan, renew the threat, and you really don't want to lose Pakistan to China here. IP gone, and Soviets sort of, kind of locked out of the good stuff. You can even suffer the Asia domination here, just not lose Pakistan. Maybe 1 Pakistan, 2 South Africa, threaten a dump, see what happens. I don't believe he would have another 4-up to take Pakistan and Japan in one move.
Yep. Or take Pakistan and flip Vietnam. Vietnam revolts out of the deck.
Yeah. As we can see, Tomas is taking his time.
As he
Rip
is
is
wont to
blitzing
do.
again. By the way, we do need the second edition of the Blitz tournament.
Yes, I agree.
So hope Craig or some other enterprising organizing is watching us.
Yes.
So I really, really loved participating in that one.
Yes.
Oh,
I did
until I
not do
met
well at
JR.
all, but I enjoyed it nonetheless and would happily play again.
Okay, if you have the speed it up button, Justin, now's the time.
Yes. So
Oh,
we
nice.
let us see. Things are getting a tad slow here. Yeah, Jr. says, "Z, you want to lose to me again in Blitz?"
I mean, again, did it ever happen?
Oh yeah,
Don't have recollection, sir.
yeah.
Such an event?
You heard it here first.
Really,
Z
did I?
doesn't remember.
In the tournament, we weren't paired, so maybe some Freddy's or one of the earlier tournaments. But I won those, so I do remember losing to JR in the playoffs in the Blitz tournament, which was painful.
Yep. ABM for ops.
Ow, wee, ow, ow. Oh no, come on. You didn't just take Vietnam here.
Oh, no, no, no.
That's just wrong.
Oh, not even taking. Wait, isn't it better to take US Japan with this
Yes, it is.
instead of taking not battleground and
Yes, it is. Also, I mean, bloody hell, it's ABM. Africa is begging for it. And sacrifice the unless okay, maybe if you have Asia, but then still take Japan. So then I will assume Habib could just jam Japan, China, and well, the game is on.
Yeah.
Now I guess there will be a poke. Ooh, goody. Still, okay, all right. He can afford to space nuclears first now, with China granting him the hold ability again.
Okay, so now he will not get double space.
Immediately,
Yeah.
nah. Okay, stopping the double space. Sort of, maybe okay. It's chat time.
Che seems like a perfectly good event here, even though
Really?
we just ate the 6 in South America.
Okay, maybe getting rid of the small fry first,
Yeah.
or protecting everything, and then going for the big guy.
We do need our mill ops, so I got to think Che is going to be an event here. It's a pretty good event, and then potentially Brezhnev into try and use it to contest South Africa. You could take Saudi with it. You could do Nicaragua, Haiti. What do you like, Z?
Either Algeria or still break Iran, since Iran break demands a response.
That's true.
So if you have less access than your opponent does, and Soviets usually have less access, then well, you want to limit the AR7 capabilities. Then again, oh wow, a nice BP lead by Tomas. Okay, a 2 and a 1. So success, played said. Who am I to countermount them?
Quite mediocre.
how about realign?
Sorry, Alex.
How about realigning? Ah, well, I was
I
considering maybe.
scored already.
Yeah.
Besides, I expect one infill land in Brazil now. One Brazil, one Mexico, something like that.
Yeah, got to think he'll spread out of Venezuela. But then, yeah, Z, I like your play of to Iran. That forces a minimum of a two-op response to get presence back in the Middle East. Even with Muslim gone, that's still really annoying.
Hmm.
Ooh, Suez entirely eliminating him from
Oh,
the western half of the Middle
okay.
East. Gonna wait for Camp David to get him back in.
I assume he will go Iraq now, just to get in the neighborhood. But though, okay, there are many demands on the US purse. South Africa, Venezuela, sorry, Brazil, Mexico, also Asia, the crying, the red boot.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you could just see a flip back of Lao.
No, it's gotta be at least 1 and 2 rock though, right? I mean, if he gets cut off in
Yeah,
Middle East, then
should, and he should do it now.
You're right. Yeah, you can't allow a brush or even just a coup, obviously, of Iran to lock you out of the
Mhm.
Middle East completely.
so I'm gonna assume this will be either 1 Iraq and then 2 will either go into Mexico or South Africa. Both of them will make sense to me.
Exactly.
I think I'll prefer South Africa because Soviets have the access there. Oh, okay. I don't understand about the Sahara move, but sure.
Right, because he has no real option of getting a domination here in the last move.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
guess. I mean, so he needs to go to South Africa, and there's not even another one
Yeah.
step. Oh boy.
Oh,
Mr. Rich, big spender.
Okay,
Ooh
so
la
Zimowit, you
la.
were wrong. He
Okay,
does have a move to
never
get
mind.
domination.
I was wrong.
Okay. Well, here we are. A
Wow.
lot of good stuff, a lot of bad. Asia and Southeast Asia, how are you happy to see him just take a little bite out of Tomas's VP lead? Camp David, he definitely won't want to give, but he's not going to be double spacing. Salt could be a good event. What do you like here as your headline, Z?
Yeah. A little bit disgusted here. Okay, I don't remember the discard pile, but I'm really looking closely at Salt here because otherwise you have to go socialists,
okay.
and that's kind of
Salt
sad.
can Salt can grab ABM or Brush. We just saw that last turn.
Yeah, true. Brush, okay, Brush has some solid targets here.
What I'd be worried
ABM a
about
bit
though
less
is
so.
okay. How I learned is interesting.
Oh,
Okay, it gets you something,
Okay.
meaning you get Egypt now.
Alliance 2. Yep.
Yeah, well, that one will not get better, and that's 12. And USA can easily take Japan now.
Yeah, my worry
They
with Salt, that
should.
what I
They
was
really
trying to
should.
say is that you open yourself up to some coups in Southeast Asia with both those scorings in hand. That's a little uncomfortable.
Well, I assume you score immediately, one or the other.
Right. You definitely score one or the other.
Probably Asia. Yeah, probably Asia because it's more swingy. And for the locus, well, duh, but you get brush war out of it. How I learned, okay, it got him a safe Egypt. That's something. But USA, okay, with hindsight, knowing Arab's hand, should take Japan now.
So we've got our man, Camp David, and okay, now here we go. We'll see if this is going to be Japan. Nope, just going to go for a flip.
Um, Even better in their circumstances. Assuming Tomas can keep up, of course. Just one more trio for Harip, and Tomas has China.
Yeah.
So I assume he can. Of course, nothing suspicious about the counter move. Either of them could easily suspect the other of having Asia or Southeast Asia or both.
Yeah, Jarib really needs Tomas to have Middle East. Okay, yep, there's a 3-op. Just he'll give 1 VP back. Yeah, Jarib is not going to win this domination fight.
Oh, yes. Don't believe so, unless Tomas is in some crappy luck here. Change of pace, going for Vietnam, whatever
Yeah.
the significance is.
I mean, Tomas has China, so
Yeah,
I don't see him giving up here. He doesn't have any other pressing
definitely.
priorities, whereas Harib does. He's got 2 scorings and 3 events he doesn't want to play.
Okay, Usuri now would be just dirty.
Oh, yeah.
Naughty, naughty boy.
I would think we would have seen it already, but maybe not.
True. No, makes sense, makes sense. It is
He
more
could be saving
efficient.
his 34 last AR anyway, so that's a possibility.
But some players like to milk the ops from the opponent first, giving them a chance to react and then hit with overwhelming force. Oh, come on, just put one in Japan. Two, actually. Oh, why did you score that? Why not Southeast Asia? Arif, come on. Asia will not get worse. Brush is gone. Southeast Asia might.
Possible we'll see an Indonesia flip, although if I were Tomas, I would probably take Mexico first. I would take South Africa first.
That's for sure.
I would probably space first, to be honest with you.
Tomas is really living on the edge with Mexico for so long and got away with it. No liberation, no junta. Okay,
Yep.
junta can hit always anything, but it's really time to do that. I mean, he did have justifiable places to spend his ops.
If you look at the good side, he can jam into Armen and Tehran into Iran and get that off for free, at least.
Yeah, not enough. USA is getting everything here. I think if USSR doesn't get junta, it's practically game over. At least on the board. On the
Ooh.
6, massive slipping.
Yeah. Harib is in big trouble here. There's no question about that. His only good region at this
He's
point
not.
is Middle East.
He had one good turn, great turn even, but even that great turn wasn't as good as it could have been. I mean, he did not get West Germany. He did not get too much in Africa.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that
That?
that's weird.
For that?
I guess it's
Okay,
for the
maybe
Costa
just
Rica
to
op.
get access.
Yeah, it's for the Costa Rica op. Weirdly enough, I don't know if I've ever seen a PCR played for the Costa Rica op, but I think that's what it was to get access to Nicaragua.
Well, there was an easier way to do that, but I guess he wanted to be really safe. Okay, finally some crap on Harib's hand. And now what? Mexico, maybe? Well, I guess Nicaragua was the heart of his plan. Nicaragua. Oh, has to go Iran.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Chase out, so Cuba is in.
Okay. You might have a game, Junta and OPEC. Control of Africa, actually, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Flashes
Do
with Junta here. You might
you
need
go,
to. Yeah.
Yeah,
do you
Junta's
go
gonna have to
Junta into
go.
Mexico? And
Yeah, Junta's gonna go into like suppose Mexico coup Nicaragua. You're gonna forego access in South America, wait for Allende, and then you're gonna coup in Africa.
All right, the factors didn't play.
Yep.
Harry
no,
commented here.
but it's still gotta be Junta, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that
have to make him
sucks. I
have
mean,
it.
there's 50-50 that USA has the factors. And if they do, there's a great chance they will headline it. And of course, there are still colonials voice. So I don't see USSR surviving Africa as in not being dominated, even if with a great coup in Angola.
Yeah.
You say grabs South Africa.
CRG doesn't do a ton here. Normally, CRG a great headline in the mid-war, but it does very little here. Defectors is much better. Obviously, we
Sure,
know.
but not as a headline.
Yeah.
But if Jarib gets Angola coup and then starts the fight for South Africa, then colonials can really mess him up. Wow.
Okay, and Jarib.
Good read.
Jarib
Great read.
makes the call. Okay, and we'll see a coup of Angola here. Must have at least. This is a 50-50 shot, really.
Have you seen Special yet, or can you use NATO?
I think it was right. Okay, going for the big gun. Oh, of course.
But South Africa
Okay,
is just
now
going to get
trade.
filled here. So we're going to have to set up realigns with a lot of uncomfortable events here. Not to mention
I
OPEC, which
think I
obviously
will
you want to
see
get that off the
realigns
three.
first, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah. So So that is fair. You could see a realign here of Cuba to set up Central America, presenceless dom in Central America.
Makes sense. Tricky, but yeah.
Oh, just a one op. Okay, maybe
It
Tomas'
won.
hand bad
Wow.
one.
too. No, just don't you just score?
Okay.
Because you're not. Are you gonna get this dom
I
with this
think
hand?
Not
well,
necessarily, but a long-term play.
I think
Just
it was one
get
should at least gone into Haiti, right?
if he had a 4-up, he would have.
I think South Africa.
Maybe
Wait, like if you just put at least one or two in there and just leave it hanging there because it's a realignable target, I don't think US would dare to contest that. So I think one should have gone to Haiti instead.
Promise USSR has a sort of a crappy or tied down hand. I mean, look at this. Birds up. Oh yes,
But
puppets. I mean, Junta is an event. OPEC is an event. Africa, well, duh.
Yeah.
Tomas
I
doesn't
think
know that it sucks though.
true, but he would coup Haiti anyway. And then you're looking at a +2 realignment.
Yeah, I agree, Z. So
I
now,
think Harip was executing here a prayer as a strategy.
yeah, he was praying that Tomas' hand
And
was
I am
terrible.
surprised that Tomas didn't. Oh, yes, has to be. Not trying to realign again, using a one-off for the first realignment?
Yep.
Not a fan.
And obviously that's a key realign. Oh, and okay, there's
Okay.
VOA.
There's that. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Do you take Cuba?
I think
With
you're
what?
gonna
China
score Africa
But
now, right?
that's a moment where you really don't want to play the China card, but then okay, all the Chinese cards are still in play. Okay, and you're fighting for Africa, so maybe you kind of have to. But
That's
okay,
true.
that's screaming Africa, and that must be a coup. Well, Sudan probably.
Okay, so four countries for Harib. Oh, excuse me, 4 countries for Tomas, 6 for Harib. Now, OPEC for the event is 3 no matter what. So definitely should not. The issue is you should not be using OPEC to get Africa Dom because Africa Dom is maybe 3 VP. OPEC event is definitely 3 VP.
True.
And puppets is not gonna help, and obviously you can't play bear trap either. So assuming Tomas can roll anything but a 1 here, anything but a 1, yeah, and now we're not getting that Dom.
Oh, is it a comeback in the making? Really starting to get some rolls.
Yeah.
It's just his hacks.
So
Finally activated.
So yeah, you're right. So
Yeah,
Africa
probably need
will
to dump
be
Africa now.
1, and OPEC will be 3 more, and that'll give him a VP lead. He'll then be able to space AR7. presumably he'll space puppets.
Definitely.
As you
Maybe
pointed
a
out,
peak.
all the China card events still to be seen.
I have to wonder what is Tomas's hand here. It's to be pretty bad.
Okay, that's bad. Got a
Okay, so no peak for Jarib.
Yep, got a space, and he will miss.
There is a peak for Tomas. So finally, maybe Mexico, the unscored region. All right. Famous problem? Not yet. And finally in the lead. First time in the game?
Yep. And
Oh.
although Tomas had battlegrounds in Central, had battlegrounds in Europe, had battlegrounds in South America, no dominations on the board for Tomas. So we thought Jarib was in big trouble, and to be fair, he was. But he was able to claw back here with a mediocre hand thanks to a couple of bad rolls from Tomas, a nice read to not burn Junta and get it defectored. We've got a little bit of a game here, particularly if Allende comes around like that. Oh, boy. Wonder what Tomas was holding that he felt he had to give up Allende.
Wow, and not even Uruguay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why not buy? Even coup of Nicaragua could have been interesting too if it works.
Mm.
Yeah, I would have liked Uruguay there. But okay, he sets up a central dom. Jarib gets the scoring. Missile Envy safe, and it's turn 7. So although I haven't been tracking, Jarib would probably know what he's going to get from Missile Envy.
Flower power is around, so
Yeah.
not much.
Yes, Poland is nice and safe with Simoit.
So I wonder if this is a self-trap hand. You
Looks like it, to be honest.
really don't want to give the Pope. You don't want to give Shuttle.
And
Yeah.
colonials, yes.
I
All
wonder
in
if you
US
think about
hand.
Missile Envy just for the second half. So just essentially to say, oh, he can only follow up with a 1 or with a 2 op. Because otherwise, you can headline "We will bury you," but then you don't have the ops to fix the bad stuff that's about to happen. I don't know. Z, what are
I
you
don't
headlining?
know. I don't really like Mr. Envy just for the block value because that your opponent has to play it in his first move. So not a great follow-up. I know we're getting crappy flower power, but I really don't like lowering Defcon just like that. Assuming there is no great access gaining US event, that Usuri is the best or Colonials is the best they can threaten with. Okay, it does mess up. But no, we can't spare the ops for Wilbury. I mean, what other ops cards are there here?
Yeah.
Shuttle?
We
Discarding
aren't
that
cooing
is
here on AR1. Even if like we really we're gonna have to
we
fix
might with
damage and
Masenji.
yeah. Because we're not cooing
Masenji with
Mexico.
might.
You know. But like
True, but
we're not cooing Mexico.
settle for less
Are we
here.
really going to coup Nigeria with it being able to immediately be realigned and so highly overprotected? Like
Maybe Brazil.
Cooing Brazil is most reasonable.
Yeah. Brazil's not bad. You're right. Brazil is not bad. Yeah. So I think I like Missile Envy just for the second half of it. Maybe we eke out a
Or
couple
even
VPs from Flower Power.
if you're feeling that you can roll high, even cooing Iran isn't too bad here. Make it look like you have Muslim Revolution.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Everybody knows that there's a flower power. Unless there's something entertaining like nuclear test ban for whatever reason, or some 3-op. No, but he wouldn't have any firepower. Containment could make a difference.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
So Bert the Turtle.
So do you go Haiti and then fill South America up?
That was my
Okay.
initial inclination, but do we want to save our ops so that we can respond to events like Usuri? Although I guess Usuri's not that bad.
Yeah, but still
Everything's
three to.
that's fine in Asia.
Okay, creating some threat, making Thomas doubt about his move. The obvious one, which would be coup Haiti. That's useful.
Yeah, but I think Tomas is coup in Haiti anyway. He knows that Central's in.
Probably, yeah, he can read this. It's a bluff, which is it would have why it would have been so great if Harry did redraw Africa, of course. Nah,
How many cards does he know that Harib has?
okay.
Oh.
Not sure. We didn't see the count, but I short of Olympics, which I did track. I don't think I've seen any of these cards.
No, we haven't seen it. We haven't seen any of these cards. So Harib knows. I think Harib knows all but all, either everything or all but one. So yeah, you're okay. You're
Can I
bluffing
bet?
Africa and you're bluffing a Middle East to get to avoid a coup of Haiti. But even then, like just a two op fix Iran one El Salvador is fine. You don't even need to coup Haiti.
Or Uruguay. If you don't take Argentina, I can counter your bluff with a threat to Argentina.
Yeah.
And what? Will you sacrifice Argentina for 2 VP from Central?
Yeah, I don't like this Venezuela play either. It's a two op play that can be answered with a one.
Okay, finally decided. Threat in Africa. Okay, where did he spend all the rest?
So he went
He
One
went
Venezuela,
Haiti.
to Venezuela,
Haiti, Ethiopia.
Ah,
but
okay.
I'm not sure if Venezuela was
But now
the right
Brazil, Uruguay is the obvious counter.
Brazil, Uruguay, and El Salvador.
El Salvador.
You have two ops, so
Oh, that's right. It's only
Brazil
two ops. That's right.
and one
That
would
okay.
be to
That's why he wanted to. Okay, there's a threat. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
okay.
Do
Just
you
going
go?
for the certain money, but it really shows how wrong Habib's move was here. Sorry, but breaking into a heavily overprotected country, which got you nothing.
Would you guys coup or would you guys protect Argentina here?
Well, you need to coup anyway. What's with Chile? Chile is not that
I
urgent.
I kind of understand this play because if he were to go to Uruguay, then he doesn't have meaningful way to block it unless he painfully uses one of the bad U.S. events. So I was maybe thinking like he wanted to protect him against that later on.
This shuttle is sort of okay. Really, you really don't want that. That's true.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want to play any of these cards right now. So I was,
Mm.
Yeah. Harib also needs no
Wow,
ops. So
three up.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think Harit might be tilting now when he sees that.
you
Maybe
see that
he must note he made a mistake with Venezuela.
You're gonna
if
self
you wouldn't,
trap
if the
before
one
the storm.
Venezuela went to,
Yeah, that's bad. Unless okay, he must be provoking Cuba here, Cuba break because that's pretty juicy right now. But I really don't like it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't like self trapping when you
no,
have a
I was
known
score.
scoring in your hand.
Yeah,
I would rather
really
concede my 2
bad.
VP and move on with my life
Exactly.
then self-trap later.
Besides, he didn't do anything about the scoring, and he can't do anything anymore,
Yeah, he didn't do anything about
practically.
anything. He took Argentina and he double overprotected Thailand because he knows Usuri's coming. So yeah, Harib has to get out of the trap, then he has to score, then he has to space
Yeah.
presumably, and then he's going to play Kennedy.
Now Colonials will mess up his freaking bluff anyway.
Yeah. Also, I
The
believe so.
actual,
Olympic was his only possible redraw. So Tomas knows all of Harib's cards here.
mm, it's- going into Uruguay really tempts me, depending on Tomas's hand, of course, which I didn't track so closely because one miss and you poke at Argentina. And to be fair, the map is sort of surprisingly pro-Harib, with two dominations to one measly Central America.
Yep. And now Harib's in the trap. He's got to give away 2 VPs for Central, if not more. He's got to space, and then he's got to give Kennedy, and presumably he's got a coup with Kennedy
Yeah.
because he's got to get his mill ops. And Tomas has an opportunity to
And
space for I don't know what cards are in Tomas's hand. Cultural is in his hand. We know. Um,
Usuri is also in
yeah,
his hand.
Sorry, Colonials, that's the ones I remember.
yeah. I remember I mentioned cultural only because that's a potential space card if he decides he doesn't want to play China. Gunman is
You really
around.
shouldn't
Yep.
play China. That's for something really tangible in hand. But okay, he has a story, so you can do it this way around. China cultural, grab it again. Actually, China into Cuba is starting to really call my name. Really reaching out to me.
Yeah,
But
I
remember,
was wondering
Tomas
that.
is
Yeah.
on 3 off space time. So if he's willing to risk his game with DEFCON, then he
Well,
can do
it's why I struggle. You're supposed to risk something, and now it's a non-scoring, which you should know that the opponent can't discard to 5-year plan, and you get to control it. Okay, he's going for a safer play.
Yeah.
But still, with China in hand, building up a war games advantage like this. Well, I'm doing that. Okay, got out immediately.
Okay, so pretty tame CRG. Indonesia doesn't really matter. I
Yeah.
don't think he has intention of flipping South Africa. Oh, big old China card play here.
Now
Oh,
he
we're gonna
plays
see
China.
Cuba. No,
Okay, no,
he
no, too late for
is.
Cuba. South
Okay,
Africa.
just as I said it wasn't gonna happen. There we go.
Okay, what on earth? Sorry, is he still going for it? Can't just bite the bullet, man.
Now we're gonna see cultural into Nicaragua, right?
Cuba, I really, really rule on it. It would have been better with the domination, sorry, control, but uh, really want it.
I'm fine with
Domination
a
and
coup.
battleground.
No, it looks like he's gonna do the poke. No.
No, no, no. Going for just a safe dom plus Africa dom. Why not? Now Harry has to bite the bullet. I mean, come on, what else? Oh, yes.
That could have waited. Why space?
I mean, he must be baiting 5-year plan for whatever reason. I mean, not baiting, sorry, but uh, convincing Tomas that he has it. But what for? Must know about the story.
He knows about OAS. OAS wasn't a redraw.
I think so. So, wow, sort of wasting your AR7.
I would have just okay. Yeah, I guess okay. He knew about Quagmire.
Still in China back, of course.
Okay.
And okay, that's something. And there's no more peak.
No more headline peak is interesting. Sock Govs into Muslims flips over Europe, which is very interesting. Now, I just said last turn, well, I can't imagine Tomas is going to want to flip South Africa. That's exactly what he did. Now he's got Africa Dom, Central Dom. Argentina got filled, I believe.
Yes.
So
think
South America's even. And Japan, Phil, now gives Tomas a shuttle-aided domination in Asia.
Japan's not filled.
I sorry, if he does,
yes,
Phil,
but
I mean,
if it is, it gets filled. Yeah.
This looks like a nice deco headline, right?
oh man, I like
Yes,
sock
messes up
gloves.
Africa.
Well,
But also, if you
True.
go to Burma, then in the Pakistani war can have a chance. I think I like the flexibility of messing up in Africa and attacking Asia at the same time.
yeah, that's fair.
But I also see argument for socialist, since
Don't-
Tomas didn't go to Denmark or Finland.
Yeah.
She should have.
Also worth noting,
And then
Tomas has just ticked down under 10 minutes on his timer with 3 turns to go. So he's playing not quite at blitz speed, but almost.
Oh, right. I forgot they're set up
So
without the mod.
They don't have the timer mod. So this is Tomas with less than 10 minutes to go.
It always speeds up so annoyingly when he's down time, but damn, that's a lot of time. A lot of moves to be made in 10 minutes. It's turn 8.
Yeah, Tomas thinking hard
On
about
turn
this
10,
headline.
it would have been enough. On turn 9, dicey. On turn 8, and he's still thinking.
Still think it needs
I'm
now down to
seeing a
3
time
minutes
loss.
per turn. That's not a lot of time.
That's almost blitz.
Oh, naughty boy.
And he actually should probably think a bit about his moves here. That's
looks like,
that obvious.
Is it Thailand or is it Libya or Egypt for the coup?
Yeah. I would think normally that's an auto Thailand coup, but with decall, maybe not. So, okay, he gets the coup on Zaire, flips it, now has a rock solid dom in Africa, leading Jarib to use his decall ops in Southeast Asia.
Which doesn't even do anything except for maybe preparing in the Pakistani war
Yeah.
due to shuttle.
That ABM coup, if it works on Angola, then we might be looking into Africa control later.
And I assume Harib would counter in Zaire now.
Yeah, I think
Wait,
just
sorry, where did
that
that ABM?
He took Zaire with it already.
Ah,
I
okay.
think. Yes.
Yeah, my screen froze. I couldn't see.
Okay, going for a tiny one,
needs
hoping
a 4,
against hope.
gets it.
Not quite enough. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's enough.
Sort of gets
Because with Algeria, how it is, that's enough.
Yeah.
True. So, Algeria, South Africa, Botswana. Back to Dom.
Yes, just 5 countries on the board for Jarib.
Hey, look, Armen's back, but he can poke Iran again with it, so not so Armen in Tehran again.
Sure can. I don't know if
So
Muslims is an event. I suppose that it could be, but we may need the ops
it's
to
not
fight elsewhere.
Armen.
Too bad we won't see a game of this quality until the end with the time Tomas is having, unless Harif is gracious about it, of course. Though I do seem to recall one game when Tomas overstepped his time, his opponent said it's okay, let's play, but Tomas overruled him, saying that no, I lost some time. So
He is a
a
gentleman.
fair play award. My
Tomas
God,
down to
come on,
7.5 minutes.
AR1 and okay, this has to be either war games or he loses some time.
Yeah, Tomas is getting to the point where he needs war games. For Jarib, CIA is gone. Grain around. The other bad DEF CON cards, obviously around. None in his hand at the moment, of course.
By the way, I really wish either Playdeck would fix this floating icon bug or people would reload the game to get rid of it.
Yep.
So
Look,
distracting.
they don't even deliver stuff they promise. Do you think they'll ever do that?
And I mean, I think for them, Playdeck for Playdeck, the game is now thing that's done and they no longer support it. Unless they were to move to a subscription model, since I assume they still are paying the server costs. Maybe in bulk together with some other games. That I am worried that in the end they will decide to either pull the plug or switch to subscription if the customer base is large enough, just to justify it in business terms, and maybe then we'll get some fixes for the bugs like creating game as an error to the label, which is just absurd.
Yeah. So back to this one. So Tomas has up 6 VPs, and he is thinking really hard about this play. When I would think that this is a no-brainer. 1 Algeria, 1 South Africa, and then 1 either Saharan or Botswana to reestablish Africa Dom. The only thing he'd be thinking about is war games. He potentially has war games in his hand and is trying to figure out a way to finagle a VP and get war games off. Okay, so there it is, and he's gonna. That says he's got war games, and
oh yes, that screams war games for me.
Yep, and Jarib
And
has
there's
no.
nothing Jarib can do about it.
Yep. So Tomas just said, you know what, Jarib, if you have Africa, you have it. And there we go. Okay. So, yes, Jeremy said finagle
Bloody
first.
brinksmanship by Tomas.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. So
once again, it was so wrong. I mean, playing so slowly here. So absurdly wrong. And yet again, it worked out.
5 minutes and 49 seconds left on the timer for what would have been the lion's share of 3 turns. So that is comfortably into blitz territory. But as it stands, Tomas sneaks out a victory. And he pulls ahead 2-1 in this best of 5. So this was a good one. We will have, I'm going to try and get game 4 for you tomorrow afternoon, maybe around the same time. We'll see if we can get Z back or get Alex, get somebody to join on commentary, because this was an entertaining one. We had some moves we disagreed with, but it was fun seeing these guys go at it. Z, what were your impressions of this one?
Well, quite amazing performance. To be honest, first by Jarib, since he was down on luck for most of the game, but he got it to a position where, okay, he's somewhat ahead. Actually, probably favored, but not by much due to the natural US advantage to win in the final scoring. So, okay, he had 2 superior hands, but other than that, it was all Tomas. His rolls worked, his event worked. He got everything and almost did not win this game.
Yeah. And the Africa, Jarib kind of weaseled out of Africa in the mid-war. Looked like he was going to eat a domination there, but Tomas had a really bad hand, had a couple of bad rolls, and Jarib was able to score Africa for 1. And in the end, Tomas got just enough VPs. Credit to Jarib, though, for fighting Europe. Europe could have been 10 VPs for Tomas. Instead, it was just 2. and that could have been a big difference as well. But I thought pretty well played by Jarib. We had some moves we took issue with, but definitely a fun one to watch. Alex, any thoughts?
You guys already said it all. Urte.
One more thing, because I assume this was one of first of the three games they played back to back, and this was a very tilt-prone game. I'm not sure if I phrased it correctly. I meant that losing a game like this can really make one tilt, and Harip is a little bit prone to tilting if he loses an unlucky game. So game 5, unless Harip gets really lucky, which of course means still doesn't matter anymore, can be interesting from that point of view.
Yeah. Yeah, no question about that. So so this is game 3. Tomas takes a 2-1 lead. We'll be back right back here tomorrow for game 4. And then if there is a game 5, we will have that for you either tomorrow, Wednesday, something like that. I am not sure whether there is a game 5. We will see if Jarib can push the series to the distance. But that's going to do it for our game today. Thank you so much to everyone for joining. It was a fun game to watch, fun game to stream. We hope you enjoyed this game as much as we enjoyed bringing it home to you. So for Alex Yusuf Lim, Zima Pazdursky, this is Justin Abramson. So long for just a while.